Let's open this video by saying that I support UK's decision. Contrary to popular belief flying around at least my circle of friends and family, leaving the EU has its own benefits. In fact, I argued with my mother so hurtfully today that don't think any comments saying otherwise can even hurt me, so might as well not try. You will no longer be ordered around by a body of power that you cannot elect. UK will no longer have to buy out Greece yet again. There is an immigrant control benefit too, but I would rather make a full point because I have a feeling that I'll be misunderstood if I try to sum it up in one sentence. Are there consequences? Of course there are. That's why this decision was never good guys versus bad guys. It was all shades of grey. However, now that this decision was made, I have seen all sorts of vile comments on Facebook, Twitter, 9gag and news. It made me feel so frustrated and angry, people judge without thinking, that I have decided to make this video. I'm going to go through all of the spiteful and hateful arguments one by one that I see. Not saying that we don't have their own on the other side, it's just that these are the ones that keep on popping up on my social media and express my frustrations about them. Number 1. Voters that voted to leave did not know what EU was. That's one of the arguments. I'm using 9gag photo, but there were several articles posted that had the same mindset as the poster. My question is, do you really think that it's the voters Googling this? You know, there's certainly no kids or teens on the island that want to inform themselves on politics because of everything that they see happening around them. Do you really think that there aren't no non-voters working in UK from other countries that would have had no idea about the EU or anything that's happening in it? The vote was a big deal. Of course, sides that did not participate will get curious about what is happening around them. So can you stop spreading lies? Number 2. Nigel Farage lied in his campaign because he said that 350 million will go to NHS, but now he's going against his word. Let's start from the fact that that wasn't his campaign. Actually, there were multiple Leave campaigns in UK. And that particular one that made that claim was Boris' campaign. Secondly, the question by the reporter was worded wrong. Let's fund the NHS instead does not say that all money will go directly to NHS. Really, the campaign slogan should have been let's fund the NHS, the schools, the roadworks, the trade, let's set some money aside for benefits, for encouraging economic growth, but that would have not fit on a bus now, would it? So really what the slogan says is let's put some of the money to the NHS. Reporter asks, bear in mind the wrong guy, can you guarantee that the £350 million will go towards the NHS? Well, I don't think that anyone can guarantee that, nor do I think that sending an extra £350 million towards the NHS alone was the plan initially even. Number 3. It was racists that voted we out because of the fear of immigrants, and this won't stop the immigration. First sentence is true for the minority. I'm not going to say that everybody in the country isn't racist because I can't speak in absolute. Nobody can speak in absolutes. Every country has racists. Second sentence is also true, but the goal was to never fully stop immigration. Non-EU immigration works on a point-based system. You have to have a clean criminal record and a fairly good education. EU immigration worked on the notion of everyone is welcome. Because of some EU countries doing really well while others are doing very badly, it's common for those that see no future in their own countries to outright flood the countries that are doing better. This is not a good thing. I know that my countrymen flooded UK like crazy. I know that I'm guilty of being here as well. But it's not just me. Not everybody immigrated for love or for university. A lot of people are literally packing their bags going, if I just survive 2 years in that country, they will support me. That's what a lot of Lithuanians heard, and that's what some of the news were writing. Some of the news were even writing about benefit abuse in Lithuanian newspapers because some Lithuanians were doing it. And that's not only Lithuania, it's all of the countries worse off than UK that are doing this, and this is not right. Immigration is good when you're getting quality immigrants and not simply those that would like to leech. Thing is, a lot of people are now in panic, but at the same time, just the fact that immigration rules change doesn't mean that you won't be able to immigrate here. It just means that it would work on a similar point-based system, and that's what England wanted in the first place, but EU did not allow them to enforce this. They outright said, no, it has to be open doors for everybody. But open doors don't work very well when some countries have decided to empty out. It's not good for the country emptying out, and neither is it good for the wealthier country. There has to be some rules there. Number 4. The fourth point isn't much of an argument, but rather a very narcissistic statement. A lot of comments on this point can be summed up as, old people should not be allowed to vote because they won't live long. What kind of self-entitled kid are you? Well, how about old people have seen the country before the EU and knows that it might be better off? Or old people are wiser as they had the chance to get their information from more sources rather than just their university and their peers. Would you like it if somebody said, oh, people under 40 shouldn't be able to vote because they're not mature enough to have an opinion? Well, of course you wouldn't like that, so think before you speak. Okay, major points over. The rest that I saw on both my feed and 9gag and a bunch of other places, it was pure insults. This is not to say that those that won did not have bad statements either. There's plenty of cases of racism and happy drunk people yelling, go back to where you came from, recorded. However, the majority of what I'm seeing is just hate, hate, hate for those that wanted to remain in the EU. Now for a few closing statements. 1. If the EU is so precious to you, there's nobody stopping you from leaving this place right now, or heck, even immigrating after UK stops being a member of EU. It will be a bit more complicated, sure, but it will still be possible. The same way that people can freely leave to live in Canada, Australia, USA, or China. You're not imprisoned. If you think that that would be the right life decision, go and do it. Go for it. Don't just stand there. Do what you think is right. 2. This is a statement that my friend left on Friday on Facebook. Among all of the name calling and hate spewing that I saw from all the sources, this is the only post that asked people to stop. This is why I'm sharing it with you. Everyone had their reasons to vote. Both sides had people with silly reasons and people with valid reasons. Just the fact that the media wants to show only the silly reasons of the voting side doesn't mean that the other side didn't have even less educated people voting for it as well. You can't just say, oh, everybody's a racist, everybody's a bigot, everybody's stupid, because that's not the case. So can we please just stop spilling nothing but hate for the 3rd day in a row now? It is how it is, and how it is not likely to change. So everybody should just live with the consequence and think what they want to take from it and what they want to do with it. Just spewing hate at the opposition helps nobody. I hope that my statements were clear enough and that I didn't insult anyone, because that wasn't my intention. And thank you for listening. If you want me to discuss any subject on Mondays, I'm always open, free to do so. So just leave the comments, and I encourage open discussion. It's just that if you're gonna spew nothing but insults at me, trust me, you can't hurt me or stress me out more than my family already has, so it's kinda pointless. But I'm gonna let them stay there anyway. Thank you for watching.